Yo, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 17 of Sir Brant versus Sir L. LaCroix. Ultimate battle. It's a versus game, it's a fighting game where you fight LaCroix itself. That's right, you fight that water that was, I don't know.
That just bites at you?
Water that I guess it bites at you, but it's kind of like it's like fizzy water that just like, I don't know, was made beside an apple or like made beside like a peach or something. Like, a peach was in the same room as the peach flavored one. I don't really know if it's I don't know if they made any contact or anything, but anyways, last time it was definitely in the vicinity. So last time we were taught this huge lesson about the rebellion of Magra and all these other, crazy things that happened in the past. And we are at a what would you do scenario. So the whole scenario is, I don't know, there was this guy and he was powerful and he owned a city and then you wanted to go kill him and stuff. What would you do? Rely on the will of the twins, press for a decisive assault, or lay siege to the palace. And essentially we would lay siege to the palace. You starve the city into submission and seize it by cunning. Because, you guys are probably watching this episode after the last one. We had a lengthy discussion about that, so if you want to know why we're picking this one, just go watch our last episode. But, we're gonna do lay siege to the palace, and hope we are correct.
You decided it is time for you to answer Sir Rawkward. That weird freaking question ended up. It sounded really weird. I stopped in the middle of my sentence.
Yeah, you're kind of like, you decided it's time for you to answer Sir LaCroix.
You decided it's time for you to answer Sir Rawkward. The proper way to bring down the castle of Anazot would have to be through a prolonged siege, you say. The lands of Magra can no longer feed the warriors of Char Milikunis at that stage of the rebellion, and when their supplies eventually ran out, they would have opened the gate from the inside. Sir Rawkward looks at you, studying you attentively. I would agree with you at what you're saying, young Brante, in a sense. Had the Imperial forces done that, they would have lost the fewer men and kept the palace of Anazot intact. Yet, you are missing the other point here. Milikunis' army would have continued fighting, even emaciated by the siege, even when their numbers dwindling. True, some did flee, but those who stayed to defend the castle and the city, even after the Imperial forces broke in, remained loyal to their lord till the very end. Long ago, only Archleans had the right to wield weapons and wage war, but now humans can prove their merit by earning the same right. Humans like ourselves and the present empire has grown even stronger thanks to new warriors and functionaries. The days humans can judge and rule and create. The terrors wrought by the rebellious Duke are undeniable, yet the rebellion created new possibilities for all of us. And this, young man, is the moral of the story. Char Milikunis was defeated, but not by the clergy of their prayers, and not by the noble militias assembled by the archdukes. He was vanquished by the imperial legions, a unified army with clear regulations and ranks, and a clear chain of command. An army that is strong in discipline and loyalty to the emperor. His eyes... Was there a closing quotation mark there? I didn't see it.
No. Oh, good eye. There wasn't. Oh, bad on them.
His eyes finally move away from you and back to the rest of the young men in the hall. But no one else dares to argue with the battle-hardened officer. The evening continues. Sir Rawkward shares some of his war stories, each more astounding than the last. For the rest of the night, you are out of the Baron's center of attention, and so you join Tomas and the other cadets in sipping wine and enjoying his tales.
I like to think that because there was no ending quotation on this, that he's just saying all of this out to everyone.
Yeah.
He starts talking in third person. His eyes finally move away from you and back the rest of the young men in the hall. Like, it's like, what? Why is he talking from my perspective? Oh, man.
You return to college long after midnight. You often recall Baron Aqua's story about the rebellion of Charming Lacunas after that. The rebellious Duke lost the war and he brought out about drastic changes for the humans and the Empire.
Oh yeah, Valor +1, we are a mediocre fighter. Hey, if we get one more, we're a seasoned fighter. You know, someone's put some salt and pepper on us. That's good. And then
that'd be great.
Yeah, I know, right?
We can cook like nobody else.
We'll be a fighter that knows how to make KFC.
13.
Yeah.
Was it 13 or 12? I can't remember how many it was.
It's 11, isn't it? 11 herbs and spices.
Oh yeah, it is. So we already can do it.
We can,
We're
yes.
just not seasoned enough.
No, we have to have at least a couple extra seasonings to be able to be the seasoned warrior. And our scheming is up, so we're right at the cusp of inexperienced, which is good. And then if we get another one, we're going to be a conspirator. I don't know if that's good to be known as that, but it might be, potentially.
Yeah. Okay, I had to let the cat out.
Oh, no worries. Oh, your pregnant cat?
Just because I didn't know it was in my room when I closed the door. That's why it was bothering me. She doesn't want it out.
That's right, ladies. He doesn't want any pussy in his room. Oh, God.
There are days when you receive letters from home. Father's writing is very reserved. He mostly discusses events and work in Magra and writes very little about the family. It makes me proud that I have managed to teach Stefan how to handle our affairs at home. Your brother behaves impeccably at the society balls. Oh,
yeah, society balls.
At the society balls and receptions that we host. He has already made several crucial acquaintances. But Gloria has different opinion of Stefan. She thinks your older brother is talking more and more about grandfather.
Taking more and more after grandfather?
Is taking more and more after... Oh!
Yeah!
Talking more and more about... I read it different. Interesting.
I feel like it could be the same, though. Like,
yeah.
if you're going to act like more like your grandfather, you're probably going to talk about him. Like, man, that grandfather, he was such a small guy when he killed my little brother. Haha. Like... Stefan is a lot like grandfather. It's in his manners, his posture, his voice. He even dresses just like him. He used to be aloof around me, and we barely talked in the past. But now he always blames me and tears me apart. I can't take it anymore, Lisa. He walks all over me all the time and treats me like a housemaid.
Mother writes to you. From her letters, you learn that Nathan just barely managed to graduate from high school. Or school.
It makes me sad to admit that Nathan is none of the talents you have. Wow, what an opening line. Such a dick to Nathan. It makes me sad to admit that Nathan has none of the talents you have. Like, literally zero. Oh my god. The other day, he told me he won't even try to study at the capital. He says he won't be able to pass the exams. I find solace only in the nights Nathan and I spend together reading the scriptures and our walks to the church up by the silver tree. He accompanies me every time.
So, by the sounds of it, Nathan's going to be siding with a church? Because he's too weak to do anything with noble things, so you're definitely going to be on opposite sides.
Oh, no. Oh, we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be brutal.
Your sister and younger brother write about Mother too, and they say the same thing about her health. She now spends more time locked away in her chambers to brood. Gloria does her best to accompany Mother when she leaves home, and Nathan's letters mention her steps echoing the halls in the middle of the night. There is one more thing Nathan mentions in the letters. Stefan and Gloria have been fighting very often these days. Stefan always tries to get under Gloria's skin, and she offers him in kind to Stefan. Then Stefan calls her a lowly commoner to make her shut up. You always tremble in excitement each time you see a new letter with the seal of your home province. Your fate is still bound tightly to your families, no matter the distance between you.
See, this line here, for sure, like the last line, really makes me believe that, that Nathan is going to go the church side of things, and we're going to have a little spat. I don't know, man. Stefan Brante doesn't like us, apparently. Relations down by one.
Like out of nowhere.
That's completely out of nowhere. Oh, out of nowhere. Like, what? Oh, Gloria doesn't like us. Cool. Thanks, Gloria. Well, whatever. We don't like her either. Everyone hates us.
Don't like us for some random reason?
So they don't like us because we're studying in the capital, I think. No. And everyone kind of like... I think Gloria doesn't like us because we're doing the same thing that Stefan did, which was go to the capital and study and stuff. I feel like she doesn't like that. And then Stefan doesn't like us because he might see us as like competition and shit. Also, he just doesn't like us in general.
Yeah.
Nathan probably, I don't know, like misses us or something.
You're not doing the church thing like me.
Yeah, well, that or even like, you know, maybe the mother figure. That opening line of just, oh yeah, Nathan has none of the talents that you
always
have.
Being compared.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So that's probably, I can kind of, the thing is that I have to make up my own reasons for why it makes sense, whereas the game should just say a little bit better, I think. It depends how you look at it, but yeah.
Yeah. You will become a judge one day, so you are sent to the prefecture of Eterna to be mentored by a more experienced colleague. Your mentor is a judge of considerable age, a noble of the mantle with a proud bearing about him. With a proud bearing about him?
With a proud bearing about him. Like, he's a proud bearing, like he...
Rawr.
Okay, he's a bear, yes.
He never misses
your mentor
chance.
is a bear. Oh my god.
Either or, whatever bear you could think of right at this point. An actual bear, or the big hairy one that is like, I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say the homosexual kind.
I was going to, but I'm like, it's not quite just a hairy dude.
Just a hairy.
You could be a bear, but not. You can be. I guess you could be a bear. I guess you're considered a bear regardless if you're gay or not. So I don't know. It just specifically means more to if you're gay. I don't know. I don't know the rules to it.
From what I've heard, it is more for. Yes, you're a hairy dude, but I think it's more for if you are gay. Or not, rather than
I have always understood that's like, because people's like, if you were gay, you would be called a bear if you were super hairy, but also they still call them a bear even though they're not gay, just because it equates similar to just one difference, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know enough gay people that have knowledge on this situation. I don't know enough people with knowledge on this to be able to tell me if I'm right or wrong.
I feel like it's really just me and Enoch. I feel like Enoch would know more about this than anything. Yeah, someone's told me before, like, oh, if you were gay, you would definitely be a bear. Someone's told me that before, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't know what that means. And they're like, wait, you don't know what that means? And I'm like, no, what does it mean?
So if somebody actually knows the difference and can explain it, I would be happy to find out. But at this point, I don't think I'd find it if I searched up for it. I think I'd find other information if I did. So
I think you might find some bear on bear rule 34.
I think I'd end up in furry and stuff.
yeah, probably.
Because I don't know. Anyways, he never misses a chance to remind you to remind you that being mentored by such an experienced man of office is a great honor. Your mentor entrusts you with the minor cases and, to his great joy, has night shift. His night shift. Okay. Another night begins, and the office is growing darker. You are still there, zealously filling out the paperwork for the day. The petty theft, a verbal assault against the noble by the sword by a commoner, a fine for the parents of the children who... Oh, I just burped. And hiccuped. A fine for the children who covered an imperial institution with obscene drawings. Okay. He drew a penis on the side of the door, I guess. Petty cases, all of them, but they are real cases a judge has to face. So you sit there carefully comparing complaints, statements, and witness testimony. Then the door to your office swings open. A gendarme drags into a provocatively dressed girl. Her golden hair is undone. Okay. And her makeup is fiery red. Girls like to sell their bodies in houses of ill repute.
I love how they describe her as golden hair and fiery red makeup, and yet we see none of it. We see an outline.
And saying that her hair is undone implies that he has met this person before when it was done up. And
well, I feel like as long as it's just like there's nothing in it, no ties or anything, you could technically say it's undone.
Well, then you could
rather
just
than
say,
done off.
You could have just said her golden hair is down. You could have just said that because saying because technically undone implies you know knowledge that she had it done up in some way. But that's just me just nitpicking, I guess, at this point.
Oh man.
The next to enter the office is a stout priest, his face adorned by a nose of remarkable shape and a huge wart on his cheek. You do your best to avoid staring at it. No. Starting at it.
Starting at it, yes. You don't want to start your race at it. I mean,
don't get me started. The gendarme gives you his report. The girl was arrested with a certain gentleman in the park by the Temple of the Twins. They were committing acts of carnality, an affront to the faith. The huffing and puffing priest interrupts him and starts yelling. He saw her doing magic. He did. I guess that's how I'm going to say it. The gentleman was enthralled by the girl, and he was glowing like a lamppost. You gesture for the priest to stay quiet and ask if the gendarme can prove this. The gendarme only shrugs. He didn't see anyone glowing. He arrested the girl for a sacrilegious conduct alone. The man in her company was a noble, and the gendarme couldn't bring himself to arrest him. He does, however, remember his name. The priest is huffing and puffing even louder now. Now this is making me think of the Game Grumps playthrough with the huff puff song. Huff, puff, huff, 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 puff, puff. You're frozen.
No, I just
had no reaction.
I know. I wanted to see how long it would take. just if I stay still and don't say a single thing, what will happen?
It was magic. It was magic. He screams. You must refer. I thought he was going to say it was magic, like a romantic comedy.
Oh.
It was magic.
There was magic in the air.
It was magic, he screams. You must refer the case to the Inquisition. This witch was loose on the street. Okay, I'm reading it like the voice of somebody, but he's actually just thinking it. This witch was loose on the streets of the Empire's illustrious capital, seducing good men with her vile charms.
But he is saying that, though. It was magic, he screams. You must refer to that.
There's no quote.
There's no quote. There is no quotes. It's a badly worded game.
The girl stays quiet all the while. Her eyes are emerald green with blonde hair and red makeup. That's a lot of colors that they're not showing here.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Her twinkling as gold as she looks at you. Okay, so her eyes are green with gold with blonde hair and red lips. Okay, and now there's going to be velvet. Is that
I kind of want to
velvet?
I don't know, man, but I kind of want to take this like PNG of her and just like color it in Just see how it would look with like
Just color
crayons.
outside. Yeah, color outside the lines.
Yeah, like to like a kid, like, oh yeah, she'll look like this, and it's all, oh my god. Ooh, my name is
Alis.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh wait, no.
You take it, Brett. You take it if you want.
I was gonna say, I thought this was like the actual thing narrating voice.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize she was speaking.
Oh man, do you want the character, or do you want me to? Do you want me to take it?
Either or. I'm fine with either.
Okay, I'll take it. My name is Alis, Your Honor. All I did was obey the noble gentleman's wish. He wanted my affection right by the temple, and I dared not oppose him. I did not defy my lot, did I?
The wench looks up and meet your gaze as a. Wench looks up and meet your gaze as.
That's not correct.
Yeah,
meets your gaze.
Yeah,
or you switch and to two, so the wench looks up to meet your gaze.
That makes more sense right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She says these words. Her eyes reflect the candlelight in the dusk, sending sparks of gold dancing across the walls. Okay.
God, now she's just spewing out gold. Jesus. My God.
She's a very colorful person at this point.
She is, but also she's a bit of a danger to society at this point. I think she needs to get a true death.
The gendarme stands awkwardly, give a true death, awkwardly at the door, sighing. The priest goes off on another rant. You tell him to be quiet. The day is not over yet. You must decide to resolve this unusual case on your own. The law says the judge must investigate all circumstances related to the case. You know the name of the nobleman who was seen with the girl in the throes of passion. The gendarme was afraid to question him, but you were a future nobleman yourself, a young judge. Surely you could find a way to resolve this matter with discretion and get the information you need from the nobleman. But perhaps this suspicious lady of the evening, Alis, is at the heart of the matter. You have no doubt she will reveal her true colors. She has a lot of colors at this point.
So many colors. Yeah, are those just fake colors that she's been showing us?
She's just painted up in colors.
and then you
they're
go
not
to
real.
like...
I'm more like a pale pastel. not these bright, vivid ones.
I was gonna say, she's got so many colors, and then you try and get her to reveal her true colors, and then you just end up skinning her.
Oh, it's red.
Oh, it's red. It's all red. I saw red from the outside, but now I know it's on the inside too.
If you question her, if the priest was right about her using magic, the girl's fate is sealed.
Your Honor. Sealed? God damn it, Brad. Oh my god. Ay, ay, ay.
You look up from your desk and you look up from your desk and into the eyes of the beautiful Alis, and you suddenly feel as though his divine light is shining upon you. This emotion flows like a river. It lifts you up, and this is more than beauty, more than passion. This is much, much more. It's magic. Will you resist the call, or will you heed to it?
Alright, it's time. Decisions. We can find the nobleman. You find the nobleman who is allegedly in Alis's company and question him delicately about the incident. Our destiny, Alis's rescue, will go up, and diplomacy will go up by 1. So that's good. We'll be at 11 for that. We could interrogate Alis. Our willpower just had to be more than 0 for it.
Manipulation. Yeah.
Our manipulation goes up by 1. Theology goes up by 1.
Oh, Alis dies.
Holy crap. Oh, wow. Wow, I was getting down to it, but damn. Something is off about this streetwalker. You have to find the truth, even if it is the last thing you do in this life. Oh god. Or we can release Alis. Our willpower will go up by 10, and we'll get Alis's rescue. This girl must not end up in chains. You'll find a legal way to free her. What was that? I was gonna say, as soon as like the lock or whatever unlocked for the second option, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, we should do that one. But then I saw it was just a willpower check, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't mean anything to me. Although, yeah. So, okay, what's your take on this?
I think finding the nobleman would be the best choice because, well, I think finding all the information you can for this would be the best choice. And plus, diplomacy goes up. And interrogating Alis, I don't know why theology goes up. I would want the manipulation to go up, but not the theology. I don't know what it means.
The theology I thought was more of like, I mean, it's weird because they show like I guess I don't
belief. I guess.
That's the thing. I thought it was belief, but I guess maybe it's not. I don't really know about theology. I kind of am interested in Alis's true death a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. Because we did say, or at least the text, the book, whatever, said that, like, if we interrogated her, we could probably, like, we were most likely to get information, I think, is, like, blah, blah, blah. See if I can find this, but it was like, oh, yeah, if you, I can't remember where it was, but it was like, oh, yeah, if you pester her, not pester her, but, like, if you interrogate her, you'll probably most likely get the answers you want. Because you could feel her cracking a little bit. That being said, I don't know. I from a gameplay perspective, I like this one, the interrogate Alis, just because our manipulation goes up by 1, and I like our manipulation being on the verge of being a little bit more.
I agree.
However, I don't like the true death of Alis, but I'm interested in the true death of Alis.
I think what suits his decision making the most here, this character, is not releasing Alis or finding the nobleman. It would be interrogating because he's trying to do his job. Yeah.
And this really brings into, like, how noble do we want to be is the thing. Like, because what we've been, all the choices
What is he willing to do to be a nobleman? And how far will he go? Like,
It's one of those things where, yeah, for the most part, I feel like we've been pretty on point with, like, doing the noble route, like making the choices of the noble, right? Like stopping Tomas from making a fool of himself and trying to barge into the dance floor and stuff. I feel like that, like calming him down and apologizing and things like that, that was pretty on point for noblemen. And I feel like I can't think of the specific choices, but I think we've made a lot of choices for that, and I think interrogate Alis would be more our style, but it does also, knowing the fact that this will like end up with Alis having a true death, I don't know. I mean, this is a real like fine line between how noble do we want to be and how noble do we want to, what lengths will we go, like you said, to be a nobleman. So
I think releasing her would be would have really bad would have negative outcome later in some way. But the willpower plus 10 seems good.
Yeah, because imagine, like, I do like the 10 willpower, like that's really good. But I also feel like this could come and bite us in the ass a little bit.
I agree.
If we release her, because if we release her without knowing all of the evidence and, like, things like that, I feel like it would come up like, oh, he was trying to protect the magic woman, so let's kill him. Because Alis is a character that was just introduced, and I don't know if there is a plot with her at all, I don't really care if we give her a true death. Like, I mean, yes, it's shitty that, like, oh, we're gonna literally kill somebody. But at the same time, I don't have an attachment to this character, and we get our manipulation up by 1, and I'm the stats point of it makes me really want to go this route. The willpower -5 does suck, but we could essentially maybe make a choice later that will give us willpower. I don't know. They usually have one option that will give us like willpower.
Yeah.
Usually. So I don't know, man. The other one is, this one's also, I would say, good in a sense, because our diplomacy goes up by 1. But again, Aelis's rescue is now our destiny, or part of our destiny. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Shit's hard. I'm definitely between these two. Interrogate and find.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those two situations, and I think
I'm still.
I think it would, like, if you find for the nobleman, that seems like she would have a true death that way, rather than because you're trying to get information.
Yeah.
It seems more like that would be true death rather than the other way around.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, because that's the thing, like, the way that it's, because we know that Aelis will get a true death this way, it's hard to say that, like, because we just asked her to, like, basically do her magic, right? And prove that she can, right? So if she can't, then I feel like that wouldn't end up being a true death, right? But,
yeah,
like,
so that means she does know magic.
That mean, yeah, by her having true death, that means she does know magic. In the case of the find the nobleman, that probably means she's just going to run away while we go find the nobleman, right? Which I do like. I do like this one because it is like, yeah, we're like an investigator, and we need to know all sides of the story, and we do know this person's name, and everything. But she could also, I don't know, man, it's hard. It's very difficult. I'm gonna lock 50-50. In my answer with interrogate Aelis. I would say let's do this, but what do you want to do?
I say it's 50-50, but since I do have to make a choice,
if you want to do this one, we can just like rock paper scissors for it or something. But
I think I'm gonna go with interrogate.
Interrogate? Well. Okay. Brent, we're literally killing someone.
Yeah.
We are literally, okay. Alright. Guys, don't hate us for this. I don't know if Aelis is going to be an important character, but oh god, we killed her, Brent. How do you feel? How do you feel we just murdered somebody? I guess we'll get to see her true colors. So, I mean, we'll literally get to see her die, so... You dismiss the priest and Gendarme, I don't know, and begin questioning Aelis. You are alone with the harlot now. She traces lines on your table absent-mindedly with her finger. Her dress still reflects the candlelight, scattering it into the gold specks across the walls of the office. You sense something unnatural in these sparks of gold. You have seen these sparks before, once as a youth. You recall a sunset in Anazat, an abandoned house, and Sophia's deep blue eyes. You cannot help but share the priest's concerns. The questioning begins. You ask Aelis how she makes a living. Your Honor, my dream is to become an actress and join the Imperial Theater. But I am just a poor girl of low birth. How else am I supposed to earn my keep? Her trade is none of your concern, you explain. However, engaging in depravity, blah, blah, next to a holy site is an affront to the twins. Aelis smiles craftily. Isn't craftily?
Craftily. Yeah, it's craftily.
Is it craftily? Okay. Aelis smiles craftily, and fire flashes in her eyes. The light in her eyes beckons, promising to take you somewhere far away. You quietly pray to the younger to deliver you from this temptation for the sake of justice. An affront to the gods? On the contrary, Your Honor, I serve the twins. Their love flows within me. It's a good old DP session. Wink, wink. And I grant it to anyone who asks. Aelis rises from her chair, licensed. That's right, she became a licensed,
product.
Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. Put like a barcode on her and everything.
Jeez.
Mass producer to the masses, hell yeah. She is glowing, literally. The light emanating from her is now bright enough to illuminate the entire room. Okay, so she is super magic. Like, she definitely is magic. Let's kill the magic in the world. Why not? This is neither my vice nor my folly, Your Honor. It was the twins' will that I be born this way. I do not control people. I do not cloud their minds. All I do with my gift is help them feel the love of our gods, which they have forgotten. And the gods themselves bless me for this. Had the twins hated magic as much as the Inquisition pretends, they would have never allowed me to be born. This is a confession. Aelis is a witch. Does she not realize that fate must await all? Does she not realize the fate that must await all witches? There we go. Holy crap. Yes, I was born a witch. What am I supposed to do, Your Honor? Get myself burned at the stake by the Inquisition or become their mindless collared puppet? Is that how I'm supposed to find my way to the peak? No, I will live my life my way, and if the twins judge me guilty in the hereafter for bringing their love to the people, then so be it. The case is closed. The girl is a witch who uses her sorcery to beguile the mind. She confessed as much herself. You must send for the Inquisition now. There is no other way. Such is law.
So I agree with what she's saying, mostly because if she was, if she's a witch and she was born a witch, that means the twins would have created her to be a witch. That means she shouldn't be killed because that's the twins' creation.
True.
Now saying that the twins never wanted those people to witches to be existing would mean that there's somebody else other than the twins creating people. So that means there's another power at play here, which means that they're not the only. That means twins can't always be right then. So by saying that witches aren't supposed to exist means you're saying that there's another god that is supposed to exist. So technically, I just prove that there shouldn't be a. That means that they might not be right.
I think you just beat this game. I think you just. I feel like that's going to be a big plot twist or something. Is like, there's a third god or something, and this whole contradiction. If the twins didn't want this person to exist, why did they make them? Well, it was somebody else who made them. It's like,
okay, then that means there's another person with equal power, and you're following one leader when there's multiple leaders, and you're just saying arbitrarily which one's the right god. Which means you don't know actually what's going on. And you're just blindly following it just so you can make your life simple rather than actually understanding.
Damn, dude. Holy crap, my eyes are open, man. Holy. Wow, that does make a lot of sense, though. That makes a ton of sense. I hoped you could see it, Sir Brent. I hoped you could recognize their love when it touches you. I feel sorry for you. Stern-looking priests enter your office and accompanied by armed champions of faith. The Inquisitors examine the girl closely, study your notes, and thank you for catching the witch. The champions of faith lock a collar around Aelis's neck. The golden glow in her eyes is gone. 3 days later, she's pretty dead. That's pretty much
it. Question mark?
Question mark. Aelis was burned at the stake by the Inquisition. Cool. And then turns out this was her first life, so she was reborn, and they did it like 3 more times. Yeah, wow. We did it. We caused Aelis a true death. How do we feel? I don't know. I mean, she was a witch, and we don't know if witches are good or bad in this scenario. She seemed good, but at the same time, she was also trying to manipulate us with the colors and stuff by being like, no, let me go, like, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know her well enough to say if that was a good call, but at the same time, she's dead now, so what can we do?
Yeah.
Manipulation up by 1, theology up by 1, and willpower, we are exhausted. We are exhausted. Oh, dude, we're 19 years old. The last thing that we did when we were 18 was kill someone. Yes, perfect.
So 11:37 is like the time I see a lot. There's two times I see the clock hit every quite often. Is 11:37 either a.m. or p.m. or 8:08 a.m. or p.m. For whatever reason, I see those two times, and I don't know why 11:37 is. It's not really anything besides being 3 minutes after 11:34, which is hell. But I like that the fact that I keep seeing 8:08 because I always call it Bob time.
Yeah, Bob time. That's great. I have the same thing where 3:43, usually PM, is when I look at the clock, and it's like, oh, it's 3:43 again.
Yeah,
That's weird. But I wonder if that's like subliminally like programming our brains to start, like when we do it enough times, it's just like, all right, look at the clock, it's 3:43 or it's Bob time, or
yeah, and we just see it and we're like, oh, okay, that just because we see that time specifically and or subconsciously decide like that means something, we'll see it and we're like, oh, we'll remember that time. But when we looked at it at 8:07, we just don't remember it, or I don't remember it because I just don't really. It doesn't mean anything because because 8:07 doesn't mean anything in words. Only thing that makes it 8:08 mean anything is Bob time because I make it into a BOB time.
yeah, man.
It just looks like Bob. That's why I remember it. And that's
Nice.
literally all. That's probably all it is. I'm just seeing what I want to see, and it just sticks in my mind that way.
One day you'll look at it and the time won't be there. Instead, it'll just be a picture of my dad. His name is Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Well, technically Robert, but he goes by Bob, so.
My cat's name's Bobby.
Nice, there you go. You'll start looking
It's like,
at your cat.
time to feed the cat.
Yeah. Two major events take place while you are busy living your life. Firstly, Cornelius Tempest is no longer the great chancellor of the Empire. He has been ousted and sent back to his province. His replacement is the Archduke of Monia, Aegarius Monroe, the same Monroe who sought to shut down the college. The most powerful lord in the realm finally convinced the Emperor that his brother Cornelius was giving too much freedom to the lowborn. That's great. That's fun. Now the policies of the Empire will be reversed. Many fear that the new Great Chancellor will destroy the Imperial Code of Laws and other achievements of Cornelius. There are cautious rumors among the people. They say the new Great Chancellor is going to revoke the right to the common lot to be ennobled by the mantle. Secondly, Magra, your homeland, now has a new overseer, Gaius Tempest, the older brother of Emperor Uther II. Not as good as Emperor Laquisha von Wankerstein, but alright. The second. Usually the overseer of a province is its archduke. After all, it makes sense for the province's most powerful noble to impart the emperor's will to the locals. Yet now this age-old tradition has been broken, and, to no one's surprise, Archduke Tarquinius Milicunas is absolutely furious. Gaius Tempest used to be the main supporter of his brother, former Great Chancellor Cornelius Tempest. The nobles at the Emperor's court say this is a stratagem by the Archnean gentry, who want Gaius removed from court affairs along with Cornelius. Either way, Gaius Tempest and Tarquinius Milicunas will be at each other's throats over the province. This does not bode well for their future. These are some hard-ass names, dude.
so gentry means like either a gentleman or gendarme, I guess, and a gendarme is a female gentleman.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I wanted to. That's what it feels like they were saying. So just basically somebody well dressed and spoken, I guess.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out the gendarme thing, that last situation. Like, I thought they were talking about the Aelin or Aelis or whatever. I forgot the name already.
Aelis.
I thought they were saying she was the gendarme, but then at the end of it, it's like three people. The harlot, and I'm like, okay, I was confused. There's the priest, the gendarme, and the harlot. That's what I didn't realize it was three people and not two.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was two as well.
there's 3 separate people there.
Weird. Okay.
I was confused with that until the very end of that. So that's why, like, oh, okay, that's what a. Okay, that makes sense now.
Only one thing is clear: Magra, your home province, is about to face great changes. Our struggle for power went up by 1, so that's cool. We're still in a struggle for power, which is okay. The order is up by 1, so there's a little bit more peace. So I mean, that's good.
So, okay, so negative power is strength to nobles, and positive power is strength to commoners. Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's what I was reading. Because +2 is power to commoners, and then I assume I didn't read the whole thing, but that's what I saw at +2.
Oh, okay.
Or +3 or whatever it was. Power to the commoners, and I assume nobles are the opposite side of that spectrum.
Right. Okay. Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, anyways, Brent, a great feast for all. We'll have to wait for next time because this is already a very long episode.
Yeah, so, and they're all getting high again, so they need to take a break.
They need to take a break, smoke some dank kush, do what the nobles of 1137 do. They only have the cleanest weed, just the high-end best weed, and it's all made by witches. But they don't know that. Maybe that was it. The witch is just a weed dealer. they didn't like.
And you're not actually seeing colors. You're just freaking high as fuck.
Yeah, that's it, right? Like as soon as she enters the room, she just I don't know,
the contact high.
Yeah, immediately. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
What was the Master Chief's number? 137.
117.
117. Okay.
Yes, John 117.
Okay. I just remembered those numbers. Something about it. For some reason, all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you take away the 3, then it's year 117, and that's 1,000 years before this happens. But
yeah,
I mean, it still works. Maybe
1337 would be elite.
It would be, yes. Yes, that is the other thing. And then if it was 1134, you flip it upside down, and it's hell.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot with 1, 1, 3, and 7. Huh. It's interesting. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this episode, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, do the things you do for everyone else, but do it for us. Do it for this greatest feast for all that we're going to be having next time. Hopefully it's a little bit better than the feast from Danganronpa, where, 2 people got killed. I mean, 1 person got killed at the feast, and then we had a trial for that person. They died. But, I mean...
No, it's going to be a Game of Thrones.
Oh, God.
It's going to be the Red Wedding.
Oh, I was going to say the Red Wedding. Oh, please no. We're probably going to die in that if it's the Red Wedding. The Mila Kunis send their regards or whatever.